Hello, everyone. Thanks for joining me, Lasagna Monique, for a new way. So, I want to talk about jealousy and envy. Now, we've all experienced it on some level in our life, right? And there are different ways you can take it, and depending on a person, some people take it personally, some people take it as a challenge, some people can just brush it off. Some people take it very, very personally and become, sad and depressed. And some people become angry. There's so many variations. But the one thing I think is we shouldn't villainize it. I think we should embrace it because it's important. Just like anger alerts us to a problem, so does jealousy. And normally, jealousy, we want to catch it before it turns to envy, right? Because that's when it gets serious. Jealousy is just letting you know that you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. You're not. Or it could be that there is something that you have to accept and let go. For example, you see someone who is, a really good athlete or a good performer, and you don't have an athletic bone in your body, you know what I'm saying? And, you're not a really good performer or a speaker or anything. And, so you may feel bad because, you want to be as good as this person, but then ask yourself, why do you feel bad? Why do you want to be good as this person? Is it because they're getting attention? Because I think that's what it is. Because we're all love star. We are. Rich or poor, whether your parents loved you or not, we innately, as human beings, because every race has suffered so greatly, we're carrying a lot of stuff, and every baby born is carrying this stuff for their parents that they didn't deal with, right? So you go back generation after back as far as you can generation, a lot of that stuff has been dealt with spiritually, on top of probably genetically. There's things we have to clean up, in our body, in our DNA, and just humanity. Just living without any of the modern conveniences, without houses, without wheels, without fire. You know what I'm saying? Like we're still afraid of the shadows on the wall. We think it's a bug, we think it's a snake, and we look, we turn on a light, and oh no, it's just a shadow from the curtain rod. Those are things that we're learning now is ancestral trauma that we have to face and heal. And the problem with us is we have a system here where instead of facing the problems and talking it out and getting rid of it so we can move on, we put band-aids on it. We drink, we do drugs, we smoke, we have sex, we ignore it, stick our head in the sand, we'll look the other way, turn the other cheek, we got medications for it, like, no, we need suture, we need surgery, we need a surgeon up in here. And we are called to be our own surgeons to dig deep and get to the root of our problems. And so I think jealousy comes from where we didn't get the attention that we really needed growing up. And even if your parents loved you, they were probably working. And even if it was a stay-at-home mom, she couldn't do everything, and so we didn't get that quality time. And then, of course, outside of the house, let's just say you had the best family, right? But you go outside, you go to school. There's not every kid's going to like you. You get a job, not everybody's going to hire you. You are attracted to somebody, not everybody's going to, like you back. And so there's the hurt and there's the rejection. And we keep what? We hold it and hold it and hold it in, and we keep going on, and eventually it manifests itself. And so a lot of it is we're love starved. We didn't get the attention. We're desperate for attention. So I'm jealous of her because she's getting all this attention for her talent. I want to get attention too. What can I do? And instead of being authentic to yourself, and just doing what you love and working on that, perfecting that, and getting help and mentorship too, and support. We're people are not really supported. Children are not supported, neither are adults, and that's another topic. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to get there. But going back on the jealousy thing, it's just alerting you that there's something that you're not doing, or there's something that you're missing, and no right or wrong answers. It just is what it is. And so you have to go within, you have to ask yourself, you have to like, okay, what's going on with me? Like, why do I feel this way? Like, what's the difference between me and this person? And I wouldn't even ask that now that I think about it, because that goes back into division and judgmental. Just take the other person out of it. Like, what are my gifts and talents? Get out a notebook, split it down the middle, and write what you like about yourself and what you don't. For the page, do the same thing, line down the middle, my talents, and my weak points. And you're going to find you have more good points than not. And so you focus on those, you narrow that down into something that really feels natural and it resonates with you, and you focus on that. So I'll share a little story time. Are we still doing that? Oh, anyway. So one summer, you know, my mom being a single mother, you know, who was divorced, and this school teacher, part-time military. And, during the summers, she used to send us down south with her grandparents, but she couldn't do it this one time, so she got us into summer camps. So there was this local bowling alley, and we liked to bowl because, being a teacher, they had the little teacher bowling leagues, and it was fun, going there. So we liked bowling. And I'm like, oh, sure, yeah, I want to go bowling. Wow, it's been years since we go bowling. So, my brother and I go bowling. He's strike, 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 strike. He is on fire. And of course, they teach you the basics, but they split you into teams. So there's competition. See my competition video. So I was so upset. I was like crying. I'm a little kid. I can't, like, maybe 9, 10, 11. I'm not sure. My brother's like 3 years. Yeah, I'm 3 years older than him. So the ego, right? Like the little whippersnapper. I'm not that old, but look at him. Like, really? It's embarrassing. Like, like, come on, it's my little brother. Like, he's kicking my butt right now. And he wasn't bowling like this before. Where did this come from? When we went with my mom to, the teachers bowling league, like, he wasn't doing that. And so I don't know what happened, but he was just doing his thing. And so I was crying. I was depressed. I stopped going. And, and so, and to me, I wasn't really jealous. I was disappointed in myself. And that's another thing. Everybody's different. Like, I'm not really a jealous person. I take it and look at it as I'm not good enough and there's something wrong with me. But I know where that stems from. That stems from, my childhood trauma, which, I'm working on, and, I'm in a really good place right now. But I know, like, it's an ongoing process until we're done. So with that, I had a good cry, and I had a really good talk, a long talk to myself, and I said, what am I good at? I'm good at dancing. And I realized, like, oh my gosh, like, all this time, ever since I was young, everybody was like, oh, you're such a good dancer. Get her in a dance class or go to dance school and dance recital. And, everybody's saying how good I am. I didn't realize that my brother was suffering because he didn't find, everybody was saying how good I was. And I'm quite sure, he plays sports. They told him how good it was too. But, it doesn't matter. Like, your older sibling is getting all this attention. And, and my sister came, not too long after. So, he became the middle child, you know what I mean? And so, going back after I had a good cry, and I said, well, what am I good at? So I'm not good at bowling. I can either practice and get better, or I can focus on what I'm really good at. So I quit the bowling league and I focused on dance. And so I think that school year, I signed up for, I went back to dance school because I kind of went in and out, right? And I asked my mom, I said, can I have private lessons? And, she scraped together, and so thank you, Mom. We love you. She got me some private dance lessons. And, I really liked the school, and I actually joined the school to take regular class, which is a lot, which is better because, you know, I have other people who have the same interests, and it was a really good experience. And I ended up teaching at that place for 8 years too. Really good school, really good academy, and I started doing dance competitions, and I started winning trophies, and it made me feel better. And but the difference was the two things I just noticed. I did it number one because I love dance, but I wanted to feel good about myself. I didn't want to get the trophies to show other people. I wanted to do it for myself. And when I got my first trophy, I was so excited. I mean, and I looked at, the judges' remarks, and they told me, you're good, you have potential, we really enjoyed your performance. Here's a couple of things you might want to work on. And I worked on it, and see, just that activity, that mentorship, that kind word of encouragement. They didn't sugarcoat it. They said, yeah, you got to point your toes. Yeah, you got to work on your turns. You know what I mean? But that made me feel good. And my brother and I used to fight like cats and dogs, stemming from, our traumatic background and, a broken family, you know, but I noticed when he got into the bowling and I got into the dancing and we were winning trophies. He won bowling trophies. He won. You know what I'm saying? We stopped fighting because we had mentorship outside the house. We had something we both enjoyed that was our own, and we were acknowledged for it. Good job. Wow, I'm really impressed. And it just made us work harder. So jealousy averted is gone because now we're involved in something that is just for us. And yeah, we like to shine. Hoof, okay, and I think we need it on occasion. You don't need it all the time every day because you don't want to rest on your laurels. You don't want to get spoiled. You want to get a big head, so to speak, right? But it's needed. Is the value to show that we recognize your value. We recognize your love for said thing. And going back to like alarm bells, that to me is what jealousy is just an alarm bells going off saying, is they're alerting you to something inside that needs fix. Their heart, something's wrong. Your feelings, your emotions, something's wrong, because you have just as much as potential as anyone else. So I just want to encourage everybody to look inside. Do the homework. Like I say, get a notebook, go to the dollar store, no excuses, okay? And split it down a line down the center. One half your good points and your not so good points. The other page do the same thing. Things you like, things you don't like. Weed it out and focus on one thing. Have three. Got a little backup and you hone that in and make sure you feel good. Make sure it doesn't matter if people recognize you or not. You just love doing it and you want to do it for you and you want to succeed and you want to feel good. And that way when you do share with others, perform or show or mention it to others, anything they say won't really bother you. Why? Because you did it for you. And I'll leave you with that. So until next time, be wise, be well, and be well and be wise. This is Lasagna Monique for A New Way. And if you like, please subscribe, comment below, support if you can. That'd be great. If not, I'm just happy to have you here. And I'll look forward to having a live maybe and getting a panel. I would love to start chatting, get your opinions because I'm quite sure you have a lot that I can learn from. And the more we help each other, the more happier and fulfilling life will be, right? Okay. Thank you.